me and my group are working for a research that comes with the title How English Affects the ASRI Students Speaking Aspect in Their Life. So in order to confirm the validity of this title, I will interview my friends with interview questions that consist of 10 questions. And okay, so here is our respondent. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Muhammad Harith Tsaqif bin Zulkifli, and I am 21 years old. Currently, studying in College Professional Mara Sri Iskandar in Diploma in English Communication. So, thank you for having me today as your respondent, and I will try my best to answer all the questions. And please remind me if I off the track.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Harith. Okay. So with me, I have questions, 10 questions regarding the topic English language proficiency. So I will ask all of these questions one by one, and so I proceed with the first question. And the first question sounds: which language do you speak often at home?
Um, at home, I always speak Malay because my parents, since I was a child, we always speak in Malay, and I don't remember we speak another language.
So you often use Malay at home.
Yeah.
Alright. So the second question: what are you initiative in sharpening your speaking skills?
When I was a child, reading is my passion. So I always spend my time read most of them by reading English book. So because of my interest, my parents saw it and they support it. Like my mother, she gave me a dictionary as a birthday present.
Refer.
While my father, he registered me in a English smart English learning tuition center. So I think that is how I sharpening my
English skills.
my English skill during at home. And nowadays I don't know, maybe read. I always read also lah.
So until nowadays, you sharpen your speaking skill with reading to books and other stuff like that.
Yes.
Alright. So proceed with the third question. What influenced you to speak English in your daily life?
It is actually because of I admire an actor which named Leonardo DiCaprio. I was so into his acting and how he pronounced his script very well, very fluently. And because of that, I think that wow, I think it is very cool if I can speak in English like him. So after that, I always watch English movie, sometimes with or without subtitle. Uh, and while I'm watching the movie, I always will find out a new word, and after I find out the new words that I don't understand, I will quickly open my dictionary and jot down it in my notebooks.
Okay, Arif. So do you find it hard to speak English?
Uh, I will be lying if I say that speaking English is very easy because learning new language is actually challenging. And in my opinion, when you want to learn something new, it is require patience and hard work. Uh, because I think that if you are lazy and just learn it without patience, it will never help you. And your level of knowledge will be limited.
So next, has speaking English made any changes in your life? And if so, what are the changes itself?
Uh, yes, they are actually. I believe the people who know me now maybe not believe that before this, I'm a really shy boy. I always wanted people to greet me first, and it quite surprised me when I, you know, learned English. I became more brave, and I started the conversation first. So I think that yeah, it actually brings a very huge change for me.
And next, at home, do you think that the use of native language will deteriorate your English proficiency?
Okay, well, for me this is a very interesting question from you because actually it depends on yourself. Either you know either you uh using the right initiative or the right way uh
To speak.
for you to sharpen your English language, or just you keep, how do I say, if you know that your family is not very good in speaking English or any secondary language, so it's up to you to create a new way or an initiative that will help you either practice it with your friends, or you can use a different method, which like learn a new words by hearing music, and from then you can, you know, uh, jot down it and keep create new sentence.
Okay, next. What are the aspects that are putting the barrier for people to speak English?
Um, as I grow up, I see that first and foremost, I think it is self confidence. It because sometimes uh, they are shy to try and speak English just because they cannot speak English fluently. Second, I believe it was the environment itself. Uh, some people like to downgrade other people' interest and make fun of it. And this situation actually happened to me because during my time at school, uh, I always can answer my teacher's uh, question during the English lecture.
That's
So some of them are actually, I think maybe the right words can I say is like jealous, and they start making fun of me and say that I'm the teacher's pet. So actually at first it's quite make my
disappointed.
uh
Disappointed.
yeah, disappointed, and it affected me and gave me low self-esteem, I guess. And finally, I think it because the way we are educated. Okay, in exam papers nowadays, we can see that they are use bilingual format, which is English and Malay in the same paper, except for English question, of course. So by providing this bilingual language, the student don't feel the urge important or compulsory for them to learn English, while most of them only will target the lowest mark for getting credit. So some of the teachers actually also mix the language when teaching their student, and I think this uh, leads them to low motivation. They will say that, oh, if my teachers mix the language, so why I why I cannot do that?
Mm-hmm. So, yes, it's true. So, Ari, do you think that speaking English affects your academic results?
The way I see it, for the English student course, only a very minority are having problem with their speaking because most of them perform better and some are very excellent. But I think that for ESL student, English second
English.
student, which like DBIT, DMK, and DIB, are facing a problem which only part of their sub how I say, the English subject is only a part of their necessary to grade. So
Uh,
it is not compulsory for them to use English in their lectures, except only when it requires. And for me, this group of students, majority of them are having problem to speak English properly because lots of them are actually facing the same problem, which they always blank even after a small disturbance, and sometimes they know the word but they cannot find the right word to master words spontaneously and even at hot situation. So I strongly believe that this ESL student can understand the question excellently, but are having problem when to construct a sentence for their answers because mostly their knowledge and vocabs are limited.
so yes, I agree with you, Harith. So the next question: since our college uses about 80% of their assessment, including tests, what is your opinion on the relation between student failing and lack of English speaking skills?
Mm, I believe that our batch has an extraordinary individual, which most of them have their own specialty and unique skills, not only in academic and also in sport. And we know that most of them have, I say, uh, even from other courses like the IB, some of them actually can speak better. I can speak better English than me. Uh, so I very hope that their hard work and dedication are not wasted. So I really don't think English will prevent them from excelling in academics, and definitely it will never stop them pursuing their goals and dreams.
So Harith, for the last questions here, what is your hope for your batch in terms of their English proficiency? What is your hope regarding this English proficiency for the students in your batch?
Mm, I I hope that even though your level now are not satisfying enough for you, I hope that you will never give up to learn English because English itself is one of the lingua franca language that mostly being used all over the world. Maybe now currently for you learning English are not what I say how do I say did not bring
So
you any benefits now, but believe me, in the future it's actually help you a lot.
so you hope that your batch should be always consistent in improving their English proficiency.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So Arif, that's all of the questions that I managed to ask you, and of course, thank you for lending your time, and hopefully that we can spend more time more afterwards. That's all from
Yeah.
us. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.